And welcome back to Music Freak Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It is definitely a day to be fabulous on, and you are fabulous too. Hey, we're gonna be back in vanilla Minecraft, of course, today, but we'll see how well I survive here. I am really tired, so it's gonna be an adventure. But that's okay. We're here for my at least, I'm not gonna say functionally completed storage room, but at least my decorated storage room. Hola, Snoopers! Welcome. Glad to have you here. Hope your day is going well. My day started at 3:30 because I apparently don't know how to sleep. And, yeah, I'm a little tired. It happens. So... yes. All right. So I'm going to be working on the shape of my base here today because I think that's about all I've got mind for. Yeah, sleeping in Minecraft turns out does not actually count for being rested and stuff. So that's sad. All right. So I've got a couple of things I need to do here. I think the first thing I want to do is actually get the bubble-vator, like the passenger side of the bubble-vator working. So to do that, I'm going to need a few things here. Yeah. Let's grab some frog lights. Grab some pearlescent frog lights because they're pretty. And I need some iron. Do I have iron up here? Let's find out. Iron. Do I have iron? Yep, I do. Perfect. And then we'll figure out the rest after that, but we'll start with this. So down we go. So what I want to do is this track is going to have to move, but I knew that to begin with, so that's not overly surprising. All right, and then the next thing I want to do, actually, I think what I might do is maybe bring the ground up around the base of this a little bit. So let's get some terracotta and also maybe some green glass. Okay. I tried to hit my head on the wall. It worked. Turns out some things I do still have skills for. Glass. Okay. We're going to need more than just those 14 glass, which is fine. Also, I brought a whole mess of green dye, so we are all set there for when we walk that lonely road. Okay. Sorry, Green Day jokes probably, maybe not going over as well as they could. Also, let's grab some stripped pale oak. All right, so what I'm going to do at least a little bit is we're going to copy this here a bit. Okay, it's going to be great or something. But we're going to change it so it's lying flat. Since I'm coming down here anyway. I didn't get the terracotta. Because sleepy brain is sleepy. Let's get in here. Grab some brown terracotta. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here is let's go ahead and bring this out this way a bit. Okay. Oh, and I'm pink now. Nice. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start by taking some frog lights. Kind of like so. I like it and I know it. Yeah, okay. So that's the center of this madhouse. So it's going to go there. 2, 3. Is that right? Because I'm copying that. So it's the 7, a diagonal, and then the 3. So kind of, sort of, yeah, actually. Except I'm actually 1 block too close. Nah, it's okay. I can be pink. Actually, I think it may have been my very first tie was pink. I mean, it was gray and pink, but, you know, the 80s were what they were. And, oh yeah, there was all the pink happening. Okay, so it's going to go there. All right, and then it definitely was the 80s. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had Miami Vice, and so you had Don Johnson running around in pink shirts, and there was so much pink happening in the 80s. Okay. I'm going to be clearing out a bunch of this space here. If you're going to put a giant oval on the ground, you at least need to be sure there's space for it, right? And if you get one that's just, older than 12, but younger than 20, then it's an Ovaltine, which is chocolatey and delicious. So, you know, that's partly what we're going for here, is chocolatey and delicious, or at least bright and something. Okay, I'm tired. The jokes are not going to be good today. Sorry. All right. I have some knockoff hot chocolate. Does that count? And by knockoff, I mean it is about as ghetto as you can get, but it works. It's just take 2 tablespoons of your favorite cocoa, just like baking cocoa type thing, right? And 2 tablespoons of your favorite sweetener. I, of course, used stevia because I hate taste. And then, yeah, that's great. No, actually, it's fine. It tastes pretty much like hot chocolate. It's good. Mix it with a little bit of milk and some hot water. And oh, yeah, if I can't taste the chemicals, it is not a good beverage. Oh, actually, this is great. I'm going to embed it in the ground, I think. So, yeah. No, I'm just with as tired as I am. I wanted to get a little bit of something to throw some, at least the semblance of energy my way. And this, given that it only has the slightest semblance of being, you know, actually food or drinkable, you know. Now, this is one of those times that if I had any, I would definitely be hitting some sort of caffeinated soda or something, but that is sadly not something I have in my kitchen today. All right. Well, hey, Zvara. Yes, definitely. Good old Minecraft. How's it going, man? Over there on the beams? Hope you're having a fabulous day. Alright. Act. No. You go where I told you to go. And that is not where I want you to go. Alright. Yep, so we're just gonna slap this in the ground. Now, I may do something to try to give this a little bit more shape. But honestly, it's hard to do horizontal shapes in Minecraft. Vertical, right? You can get those circles, you know, all those curves doing good things. Horizontally, it's a little bit tougher. Okay. I don't have any soul sand on me, so that's fine. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. All right. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this elevator, you know, functional. So I don't have to try to go up the item elevator and get stuck in the feed system and all of that goodness, right? All right. So this will come up this way. Yeah, I think I want that to be that. Oh, hey, since it looks like night is falling, let me see if I have any soul sand here. I know I've got some back in the other, back in the base, but nope, it would have. Oh, actually, maybe I have some in my redstone shulker. That's a definite maybe. That would be a no. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. We, you know, some days. Woo. Some days I will crash into this cliff face. And the other days I will also crash into the cliff face, but will take a lot more damage. Also, I can put this fishing rod away. I was using it to get fish, surprisingly enough. I know, you're shocked. Using a fishing rod to get fish? What's wrong with you? Oh, no, absolutely. That's totally what I was doing. Until I realized that this was going to take forever. And so I grabbed a sword and just started hacking at fish, because obviously that is the most efficient way of getting fish in life and stuff. Turns out it was. But I needed the fish. Because I wanted to tame some cats. Including 2 black cats that I had. I don't know if it's something special, the fact that I was down in my ancient city, but it spawns black cats, right? Black cats will spawn regularly around Halloween. That's normal. And of course, they'll spawn in witches' huts. But no, I just had a couple of just all natural black cats just spawn. And I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised. All right, so that's going to go there. All right, I will be putting a rail there, so that's... But let's, do I have... Oh, I've got some dirt. Dirt will work for a couple of temp blocks there for a minute. I mean, I do need them there as temp blocks. Given where the portal is, maybe I'll put the... I need an entrance to get into that space. Both for rails and for people. And what I don't know would fill multiple volumes of books. Okay? A whole internet could be full of things that I don't know. I think what I want to do is I think I do want to bring it on this side here. So that'll go like that. All right. There will be... I'll grab a trapdoor to put here too, because obviously water is going to be filling this, and I don't want it pouring out, because that would be awkward. And, you know, moist. Now, I've got these cool orange, right, these resin blocks here, and they look cool. I think I need to do a little bit of something there just to make that a little bit more something. Okay. I don't know what, but it needs to be more something. Okay. I just need a little bit of, I don't know, color, something around the sides there. And I could bring in more green. That would be okay too. As you've seen, there's one thing I have in plenteous amounts. It's green dye. Okay. All right, so that'll go there. I need a bucket. I need a trapdoor. And then I'm going to need some kelp. So let's go get the stuff. You know, I have a really, really sick urge. Seriously, it is sick and wrong. But I have an urge to build a kelp farm and name it Rhonda. Why? So it can kelp me Rhonda and just make all of those people who hate musical puns shake their heads in disbelief and cry out, "What are you doing? Why would you even inflict that upon us in our weary worlds? Haven't we suffered enough?" But no, in fact, we have not. And so Kelp Me Rhonda would totally be a thing that I would have to do. That would be you. Yep. Yeah, I'll go and pour the water down. It'll be, since it won't be source blocks, it won't go pouring out the bottom. And as much as I like water, I don't like it pouring out my bottom. No, that's not the way that sentence should ever have been structured. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The filter is gone. We're just going to have to deal with tired, bad jokes and, ugh. You saw a dad joke meme thing and thought of me? Yes. You know, I grew up speaking in puns, okay? I joke sometimes that English is actually like my third language. My first language being sarcasm and puns. But okay, got the thing. Water's down. Okay. Yeah, when I was growing up, for a lot of my life, it was just me and my dad. And Dad was a huge lover of puns and stuff as well. Of course, so was my mom, for that matter. But we'd pack up, at least every week or every couple of weeks, and go to the mall. And there were times we would spend half the trip, and it was like a 20-minute drive or so to get there. But yeah, we'd take half the trip, and it would be nothing but puns. Okay, is that? I was wondering about that. Okay. Admittedly, it was fun. Okay. So that goes there, and that all stops. Wonderful. I put that there. I think I screwed up a little bit. All right, so what I need to do actually is I need to run that all the way down to the iron farm. Of course, now that the bubble-vator is gone, that's going to be a pain in the neck to go get. Okay. Down we go. I say, shall we go down? Yes, I say, we shall go down. All right. I need to go down a lot. All right, hang on. Okay. Stop the water there. Okay. Well. Let's go get some cobblestone. Ow! That tingled. You know, you would think, but you would be wrong. Sorry. I don't make the rules here. That's just how it is. You would think, and then you would be wrong. Oh, also, this is bugging me, and I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. Sorry, that was there because that's where I set up the zombie trap. And now it's no longer needed, so. All right. Okay, I'm going to turn the gamma override on just so we can all see nicely for all of the happy viewers on all of the different... all right, fine. I will get the gold. We're going for gold here, people. It's almost like being in the Olympics, except less athletic. Okay. All right, that's fine. Just fill this in now because I really don't want anything spawning in here. There's a time and a place for spawning. This is neither. Okay. However. Okay. Here we go. Moving on. You know, one of the things I might do too. This is a long way down, by the way. One of the things I might do, and not today because I just don't have the spoons to deal with it, but one of the things I might do is drop down painfully into the nether. That bat, man. Gotta watch out for Batman. No, oh, sorry, I do have to get this this copper. It's an imperative. Also, I have to remember what I was saying. Oh, right. I was thinking Nether adventures. I was thinking it might be worthwhile sometime in the not too distant future to head out into the Nether and go partly netherite hunting, but also partly gravel hunting, because you can find some really nice I was gonna say chunks, but veins is probably the right word, or something, but big piles of gravel just waiting for you to come pick them up. Okay. Woohoo! All right. Wunderbar. So this is going to be our new drop station. All right. So, or drop station. This is going to be our new elevator. Like so many elevators, this one goes up. Now, what would be really cool would be something. Oh, a nice, easy way up. I think we're going to do this way. Do I happen to have anything useful? I have some kelp. I don't think I have enough kelp for this, actually. That's really unfortunate. Cool. All right, well, this much I know is true. That's going to be soul sand. I happen to not have anything useful here, so that's sweet. All right. Well, Your dad listened to the Beach Boys all the time when you were little? Nice. So did I. I mean, my mom really loved the oldies stations, right? And so we listened to Beach Boys all the freaking time. And yes, so many. They had a lot of good songs. I need to hunt up some Beach Boys tracks. I am sorely lacking in Beach Boys on my playlist these days. Okay. I'm the little old lady from Pasadena, you know. Boy, I love that one. Oh, the Beach Boys were just fun. But yes, what really twerks my nuggets is that the age of the music I was listening to on the oldies station as a kid is now the age of the music I was listening to in the 80s. Madonna is oldies. And that just hurts my soul. And my knee, my lower back, and also my various joints. But, you know, I don't want that to be reality, but it totally is. Oh, I do have some cleverly disguised logs. Okay. Cool. So, surprising to you is all the songs you kids seem to know that are from your time zone. Yeah, okay. Woohoo! All right, so we will just temporary. Okay. Also temporary. Let's. I think I've got a. Do I still have a crafting table down here? I do not. Right. See, I tried to introduce my kids to a lot of those the good songs from the 80s and stuff, and sometimes they got into some of it, but sadly, as much as I would like to think that I'm cooler because my kids know some of those songs, sorry, Snoopers, we are destined to be uncool. All right, so that's gonna go there. All right, we'll trap door up because that seems like a thing that I want to do. All right, and we're just going to do it this way. No, we are just destined to be forever uncool. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I've never been cool, so, you know. All right. Cool. So now we have water going down. Now it's time to get water going up. All right. I just wanted to be able to get up, you know, so I can come service the iron farm if I needed to. And since this water stream is you know, items and stuff, I figured it'd be handy. All right. Up we go. But that's all right. On the plus side, my kids have been introducing me to good music too, so that's always a win. And we are going to drown, I think is the word I'm looking for here. So let's just hope I can swim faster. No, on the other hand, it was cool. I mean, I introduced my kids to all sorts of good stuff from the 80s. Introduced them to like Weird Al and okay. Oh good, I can get out of here. Oh, out. Yeah, all the good stuff. That might have been all of that they considered good stuff, but you know. All right, and that goes. And I hope we bubble-vator all the way up. Otherwise, this is going to be a little awkward. All right. And we are up on the surface. Beautiful. And that is going to be how we get up from the surface up to this layer of the base. Now, actually, it's kind of fun. You know what's really weird? I was talking about this on the Man of La Mancha podcast a couple of weeks ago. There was a song from that musical that my dad played regularly, and I hated it. It was so boring. And then I got old, and I listened to it, and I realized this song is amazing. And, yeah. So it's amazing what can happen sometimes as you get older. And you realize that, oh yeah, sometimes my parents actually had reasonable taste in music stuff. All right, so the glass I'm not going to need. Let's go ahead and get some resin. I want to close off. I want to take out those trapdoors that were there. What else do I want to do? Oh, end rods. I probably don't have end rods. Oh, maybe I have some over there, but I think I only have I have less than a stack. That's not going to cut it. Also, chains. Okay, note to self, do not put quartz and iron together. When I build my sorting system, quartz and iron need to not be in the same box. That was a mistake. All right, what am I doing? Okay, yes. Sorry, took a moment for those thoughts to form. Okay. All right, so those are going to come out. Okay, that's going to go back there. I think I am going to drop a trapdoor here just to prevent the accidental falling to my doom. Okay? Intentional falling to my doom is one thing. Accidental falling to my doom is just not appropriate. All right, so what I'm going to do here, one is go back up and see if I can find my end rods. Look at him kind of smiling there. It's great. But I'm going to take this sort of end rod pattern and I'm going to sort of build that up on the side. So we've got the same sort of look. Also, I'm going to have to take this out, but that's okay. End rods. 18 end rods. Wow, look at me. I am... All right, I'm going to drop these down there. Or at least place them in a couple of places because, you know, placing is a thing. How we doing? All right. Woohoo! All right, so these guys are going to go here. Like this. Okay. And then I'm going to sort of mix and match those with chains and stuff, just like I did on the gassed bridge. However, to do that, I am going to need a lot more of the end rods, which I don't have. So I think we are going to be making a trip back to the ancient city. Because I need to see if I have blaze rods. I know I've got chorus fruit. Popped chorus fruit even. I don't know if I have blaze rods. I have a bunch. I just don't know where they're at. Mob drops. You kind of sort of made a way down to the blaze farm. Nice. Okay, I've got a few blaze rods. I don't think that's going to be enough. It's not super safe, but it's there. That's fair. All right, well, we'll take a look. I may not need to stop at the blaze farm, but if I do, I'm definitely going to appreciate having the way down. All right. Whew. So, in other news, I posted about it in the supporter blog the other day, but Mix It Up finally went public about some of the issues that they were having, which was good. I've been sitting on that for 6 months. It'll be interesting to see where the project goes. But yeah, we got the announcements. They told us, because I'm a mod in the Mix It Up Discord, and they told us that 6 months ago, oh yeah, the main devs, they both left very suddenly. And it's like, oh, so now what? So Mix It Up was the bot that powered Riley. It was the app I used to control my stream and to do all of the body goodness and all of that stuff. And you know, all of the stuff that happened on stream, you know, Mix It Up was how it happened. Oops, that's not the right button. There we go. And so I was using it for everything. A couple of my cats. I got pure white cats. I got black cats. It's great. And so that was great. Mob drops. Here we go. I am definitely going to need to stop by the blaze farm. Okay. But that was the thing, right? The drops or the things, all of the things, they like my whole stream, as I said, was controlled by Mix It Up. And so when they announced, oh yeah, the lead devs are gone, 2 of the 3 developers have left the project. Yeah, that was a concern. A gas may have broken the vines going down. Okay. Well, down is not too bad, assuming I'm careful and don't splat. Do I have a shulker box? I do not. All right, hang on. We must shulker. All right. Shulker box. There we go. This is not super safe. All right. Well, we can try to make some form of miracle happen here. All right. Do I want to... You know, since I'm here, let's go ahead and get some more. We'll be fine. The other thing do I want to take the time to do it? I don't know. I was just wondering if maybe I wanted to get some crops and throw them at villagers. I made the mistake of trying to grind out some Fletchers to see if I can get one that sold weakness arrows. Unfortunately, unlike librarians where you can just grind for the first trade, it doesn't work that way with Fletchers. You have to train them all the way up to the max level. And so I now have 4 slots for villagers. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll make this work. So I'm going to need some blaze rods. Anyway, so yeah, so Mix It Up the developers left, and that's why I started toying with some things. You can see it in the supporter blogs back in May. You know, I started toying with StreamerBot, and eventually I switched to that. But there's definitely some interesting discussions going on in the background. I'd been using Mix It Up to power my streams for months, years, really, because I'd been in. I went to it when I went full time on Mixer, because I had been multi-streaming to YouTube, to Twitch, and it was Beam, but eventually became Mixer after Microsoft bought it. And yeah, it was great. You know, I needed a. But when I decided, nope, I'm just going to stream on Mixer. Said there were lots of reasons for that, but woohoo. Okay. Hi, I would like to cut through here, please. Okay. Oh, that was probably not great. Hi. Anyway. Oh, you know, one of these days I need to bring a item frame. I left a looting sword here. It's not as sharp as it potentially could be, but it does work. Oh, I do have a stack of blaze rods here, so that's good. All right, let's go slicey dicey here. But yeah, that was a fun time streaming over there on Mixer and stuff. I had some, it was great. That's where I was seeing a lot of growth. Yeah, what had happened was I was using Restream, and at the time, Restream lets you stream to, I'm not sure if it was unlimited, but it was more than the 2 that they have now. And it was having trouble with YouTube. Well, at the same time, I wasn't seeing really any uptick on Twitch, and I was seeing this huge growth on Mixer, or relatively huge growth on Mixer. So I decided, you know what? Let's just focus on Mixer. And I wish I'd known it at the time. Also streaming on Mixer was Impulse SV and Tango Tech and some hermits that I had no idea. I found a couple of streamers I liked watching, but I had no idea that. Of course, I don't think I was watching Hermitcraft at the time, but I kind of wish I had stumbled across them then. In any case, I was on Mixer, and it was great, and switched to Mix It Up because I needed a bot that talked Mixer. And it had amazing features. It was a phenomenal app. I got really excited. I was helping out the Discord. They made me a mod. It was wonderful. And yeah, when Microsoft suddenly announced that, oh yeah, we're shutting down Mixer in a month, the devs did some great work to rapidly get it finished building in the Twitch support so I could use it on Twitch, which is where I went. They had a Twitch support. YouTube support was coming, but not. I mean, it took a little while. But that's fine. I wasn't multi-streaming at the time anyway, so it was good. But yeah, since it was such an integral part of everything I was doing on stream, when they announced that the devs left, or 2 of the 3, it's like, okay, now what? You know, this is not, in fact, the fastest farm in the world. Okay? It's just not. Eventually, the blazes get down here, but it does take them a hot minute. Which, given that they're blazes and they're flowing in lava, that actually describes it fairly well, you know? Anyway, so yeah, it was good times, and man, I was amazed at how much power I had in Mix It Up to do things like the GIF pop up. It's like, oh wait, I can do this. This is cool. Something I managed to program in, connect it up with Tenor. Tenor is it's a GIF search thing that's built into Discord, right? It's built by Google. And it was originally Giphy, or what? At least Discord was originally using Giphy. Giphy got bought by Meta, or Facebook, and then eventually became Meta. But Google rolled out their own called Tenor. And there was some question, I think, at the time of whether or not you could use Giphy on other apps, I think, which is part of the reason Discord switched to Tenor. But, okay. I think that'll be good for now. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. So, yeah, it was... Anyway, so I got playing with that and realized, oh, yeah, I can make this happen. And it was fun. Okay. Actually, I haven't looked at this fortress from the air. Should see if there's a good spot. That area, maybe. I need to take a look, see if there's a good crossroads or something. Someplace where I could maybe set up a really chill wither skeleton farm. Okay, this way. That was very helpful. Thank you, Stoopers, for setting that up. Those vines. That was, so yeah, when there was discussion, and apparently there's some other talks like, yeah, maybe that project was going away. Yeah, you need to enclose it properly. Yeah. But it works, and that is a good thing. All right. So it's not the fastest blaze farm on Earth, but it definitely gets the job done. All right. So now I believe blaze rods it's just the two of those things, right? And it makes lots. Wonderful. All right. Okay. I don't think I need resin anymore. Let's go put that away. I should dump those in more than a box, but that's fine. So the next thing I'm going to need is iron. Okay. Let's just drop those into the mob drops. Dirt. Yeah, when the time comes to actually sort this system, it's going to be great. All right. Just bring some of that with... No, you know what? We'll just bring the shulker box with me. That's fine. All right. Iron. We're going to need more than that. So, okay. That's fine. All right, let's get some chains. Some iron chains. I'm really excited for the new copper chains. I think that's going to look really cool at various parts of the base. Like, so, one of the things I wanted to do... Hi, guys. You know, those gas will line up for me. There are a couple of places I need to set up, like, in those corners. But like in the corner of the storage room here, I've got these things, the lightning rods, because I wanted to use iron bars and stuff, but they'd connect up to these solid walls. Copper chains there would look great. So I may or may not swap those out when copper chains become a thing, but it'll be cool nonetheless. All right. In the meantime, and I don't mean junior high. There's one thing junior high 100% can be described by. It's meantime. Okay, hang on. I need to double check. How did I do that? Did I just... Okay, so the pattern's always the same. Two of those in a chain. It's just a matter of where I start. Okay. Okay. Nope, we got this. Okay. Hi, I would like to jump, please. Thank you. Well, let's see. I don't think what else is going on. Nope. Just one chin, please. Thank you. So I started rewatching Darkwing Duck. Man, I love Darkwing Duck. There was a time back in the late 80s, like 89, 88, 89, something like that, where Disney had a block of shows they called the Disney Afternoon. And it was... Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It was shows. It was Darkwing Duck. Yeah, DuckTales. Woo! Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Oh, what else? Gummy Bears, I think, was a thing. Tailspin. Oh, I love Tailspin. Tailspin was weird, and I loved it. It took the Jungle Book characters. So the main character in the movie, or in the show, was Baloo. Baloo the bear. And he was a cargo pilot. Because the whole show was like centered around pilots and stuff. Which, as an aspiring pilot myself, I was all about it. Okay. I think I'm going to be cutting off some of this because I want to set another ring down at the bottom. I just don't know quite where. So those aren't even, but I don't know that they need to be, but that's where we're at. Okay, so how did I do this? Yeah, so I do actually have chains first on a couple of those. All right. And a couple of those, it's still different. All right. Nice. But yeah, it was Baloo, and I guess King Louie was a thing, and so I used to watch those all the freaking time. That was like after school viewing for me. I get home from school, watch, fire up the Disney Afternoon while I ostensibly did my homework. Whether I actually did my homework or not was sometimes debatable, but yeah, I loved the heck out of some of those. Darkwing Duck was great. I was just old enough too, because I was in junior high, I think, at that point, that I recognized some of the in-jokes. You suspect we're slightly different ages. Okay. Yeah, because I'm 48, so, make of that what you will. And I don't know that they were on for very long, but Darkwing Duck was one of those shows that they frequently referenced the comic The Far Side. I was just watching it the other day. There are a couple of doctors or something. Okay, it's gonna go like that. Okay. Good. Okay. And their names were Dr. Gary and Dr. Larson. Well, of course, Gary Larson wrote The Far Side. And they had a bunch of those types of references. Okay. Yeah, if you were... And honestly, it doesn't take a lot of years before... Oh, I'm too old for cartoons. Fortunately, I taught my kids better. They just got into fancier cartoons. They got into anime, you know, because it's cool. No, I've been a cartoon guy forever, so... Even when I was in high school, I was watching cartoons. Preferably ones like Animaniacs or something like that that had a slightly older sense of humor, I guess. But yeah, that would totally make sense. But yeah, I remember watching a bunch of those, and it was... Oh, they were fun. They were... So they had a special breed of comedy to them. And Darkwing Duck was... Obviously, it was a parody of Batman. Right? Darkwing Duck is the terror that flaps in the night. And, you know, it was... there we go. But of course, he was not always the most competent of superheroes, but, you know, it's okay. All right, let's get a little dirt here. Come off the side. Should have kept the resin. Resin makes such an amazing temp block. All right. My daughter and you like a lot of the same anime. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, if I need anime recommendations, my daughters, my son, they are all very much anime buffs. Okay, should be back. Hey, welcome back, YouTubers. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you for pointing that out, Snoopers. I missed that. Unfortunately, I only have so much screen real estate, and that's not there, so. Yay! Cool. Yeah. Beam thought it was sending, but YouTube was saying no, so, alright. Alright, let's... Alright, so how do I want to do this? So the ring is going to come out even here. Yeah, that was messed up. So thank you for seeing that. Unfortunately, because of the way things are set up on my screen, I don't have something to actually watch YouTube or watch my YouTube stuff. I think I can change that around now that to some extent now that I have Kick supported by StreamerBot and showing in my combined chat. Okay. Do I want this to be even with the ring, or do I want it to be tapped in a little bit? All right, this much I think I know is true. That this is going to go this way. All right. All right, so I'm definitely going to be coming in like so. Da-da. And, okay. Pearlescent frog lights are going to go here, like that, and like that. Okay. And then the rest of the oval will go around. But the next question is... Oh, I put the stripped ones away. Go me. I am awesome. Actually, I think I need to turn those into stripped wood. Okay. Anyway, so... but yeah, I remember watching Robotech, and... That's not the right block. Cool. Robotech and Voltron, and... I had a couple of different Voltron toys when I was growing up. I mean, I had a big thing that was all the lions. Oh, so cool. Oh, the squid? Yes. That would be cool. I need to... I haven't decided how I'm going to do this full design of this. This is kind of temporary like that. But, oops. Hang on. I'm in the wrong place. But yeah, I like seeing the way their little tentacles end up cutting down through the block. And so you get that fun little just spinny circle thing. Oh, it's just cool. But yeah, I want to do a little bit more with that. I just don't know what. So it's going to be that'll be a problem for future me. Yeah, a whole ceiling like that would be crazy. Doable, but crazy. I was just trying to picture what that would look like if instead of frog lights, you used like Skulk, or oh yeah, glow squids. Yeah, glow squids would be cool. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is put the squid in minecarts, and obviously the minecarts have to be in water. But yeah, glow squid and Skulk. That's an idea. That's a very good idea. Okay. Okay, anyway, so this is going to come around this way. And then stuff goes out. Well, for now, we'll stick this right there. All right. So I'll finish that ring, though at the very least I should put that. Wahoo! Wahoo! All right. Well, back up. But yeah, because the glow squid would have their cool little light blue type texture, and then color, and they sort of light up and stuff, right? They don't put out any like area effect light, but that would be cool. Right. All right. Get a happy little spammer over on Quick Kick. Drop something there into my spam filter after stream. Okay. So now the next question is, do I want the platform that goes out? So I do want a platform that's going out here to be even with the ring, or to be outside of it. And I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let me go grab some white concrete. Whoops. And I'm on the wrong side of the fence. That's cool. But anyway, yeah, so I was watching those shows, said Voltron, and the other thing I really liked was Robotech, because their Variform fighters were basically F-14 Tomcats, which was my favorite plane of all time. I loved the Tomcat. Of course, I watched Top Gun way more than I probably should have as a younger child. But still, the Tomcat was an amazing plane for its day. right. Okay. So let's see now. And they killed off a character in Robotech. I was a little bit surprised. You know. Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to bring this around this way. So if I take... Oops, not that one. This way. I'm not tired, you're tired. Okay. Well, alright, so if I bring this around this way, we'll have the circle of stuff going on around here somewhere. Right? Alright, because that'll be frog light, and then... Alright, the pale oak goes there. That's frog light. That chain, I think, comes out to become frog light. And then... Okay. Frog light goeth thusly. Alright. But yeah, it was such a weird experience because, of course, the shows I was watching growing up were fine. They were all cartoons and stuff, but it was nothing that had that sort of serialized storytelling that was so awesome. And you know, because everything was like, oh, it was show of the week, or it was episode of the week, and whatever else was going on. And it was... So yeah, it was such a weird experience, and I thought those shows were fairly unique, so it wasn't until I got older that I learned that anime was a thing. And, you know, oh, the one piece of netherrack. Yeah, where did I put that one? Oh, it's down there. Thank you, Snoopers. All right, it goes down that way. Okay. So this will all come out like so. All right. Oh, what was I doing? All right, and then I do want this to come out. Do I actually want it to just square up? That could be a thing. Like if I bring this out... If I bring this out to here... This might actually work. All right, bring this all this way. Okay, that'll go there in a minute. Let's like so. Okay. That's not bad. Other than the fact I don't have these frog lights in. Okay. Frog lights. Get your frog lights. And then throw the dirt onto the floor. Okay. And I have to admit, I haven't watched a lot of anime since. I mean, there have been a few things I've watched that I've really liked, but... Yes. Glowing frog poop. It's definitely the way to go. No, well, fireflies will kill frogs, you know, so you gotta get it some other way. Okay. Yeah, so this will turn like that. Okay. Yeah, no, fireflies are poisonous to frogs. It's one of the reasons that they didn't add fireflies initially to Minecraft. They were going to add them to the game as full entities that you could catch, and then the frogs would eat them. And then somebody pointed out to Mojang that actually the frogs will die if they eat fireflies. And Mojang, being the conscientious company that they are, decided maybe that's not a lesson we should be teaching kids, just like feeding chocolate to parrots. And I think they ended up with a much better solution with the firefly bush. But, yeah. All right. Yeah, you could feed cookies to parrots in real life as long as they don't have chocolate. Because it's actually the chocolate that's poisonous to parrots. All right, so... yeah, I think if I were to bring... actually, I need a color that's going to look good in front of this orange. Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely changed Mojang's, yeah, educational. That's the word for it. Yeah, it definitely changed what Mojang wanted to do. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can not die. Whew. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah. I didn't even have to use my spine to break my fall. It was wonderful. You know, I've got a couple of other trapdoors here. Okay, so let's do this here. Oh, well, you know what would be great is having a block to put that against. Awesome. Let's see how much of my redstone just washed away. Okay. None of it. Woohoo! All right. Well, that's good. You snorted. Well, you know. All right. I suppose, you know, I could. All right. Twill serve. All right, let's get back up to the surface. It's a long trip. Okay. Nice. So, right. So the plan here then is to do the same thing. Well, okay. Yes, those are going to go there like that. The other ones are down here. So let's, right. So that's going to go like so. That'll go there. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm going to have to get under there and deal with this here. But all right. Well, have fun, snoopers. Turns out I've actually never seen that. All right, let's do it this way. All right, so what I'm going to do is we will drop. All right, yeah, no, that's fine. Ack! Okay. No, we're fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Okay. Okay, so now that comes out, and that goes that way, and now come over here. And we pick up this blocks that we dropped. Wunderbar. Whack! Okay, we'll just sort of float over the bed. But all right, so we're talking about the shape of my base. Yeah, I think this is gonna kind of circle up this way. I need a block. What's gonna look good in front of that? I mean, I could just continue the green, I suppose. And then, yeah, I think maybe blue glass all the way up. That might be good. Now, actually, I put those blocks in there. You know, for this top ring, which is fine. But I've got a little bit of ugliness I need to deal with. Because I've got this, excuse me, I've got all of this for this water stream. So maybe what I need to do is bring some of this black terracotta, build this out to here. I can still put the ring around it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something to hide this, because it's going to look stupid. Okay, it's just not good. Woohoo! It's not going to look good. All right, this coming up this way is fine. All right, I really do think I don't have the glass, but if I run some green glass up here and some blue glass through the middle, that's going to look okay. Yeah. All right. Ow. 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 Oh, there's a character that got taken off the air fairly quickly. I forgot what the Muppet character's name was, but he had his Muppet phone. And the Muppet phone, it was just a bunch of these little fluff balls that he would smack with mallets in tune. And it was just silliness. All right. Right, so where do I had black terracotta. Maybe I had it back over here. I am definitely going to have to start thinking about moving my storage before I confuse myself too much. Okay. All right. Because I think I really... yeah, there we go. Black terracotta. Because that's not bad there, but... yeah, since this is going to be the ceiling here, it's going to come out this way. Now, I could put another ring right here, okay? Which would be fine, all right? Yes, this would actually come out this far. All right, because I'm going to be putting, well, theoretically, I might take that out, but there's whatever the outer wall of this structure is going to look like, and I have very little idea what that is going to look like. I want to have it on the outside, right? So this, all this pale oak is basically like right inside the wall, right? So you have the wall, the pale oak, and then the concrete floor. Okay. So let's go ahead and fill this in. And then we're going to see how this works. All right, so that'll go like that. So if we're looking at this from down here. Okay, set up the ring around it, which would be okay. This would come all the way around the outside, which I think will be good. And then we'll see what happens up top. All right. All right, so let's do that. So we're gonna come in here with our frog lights. Okay. All right, so the frog lights go there. Okay. It's gonna go there. Frog light. All right, and let's get some dirt. All right, and again up at that. No. At this level, right? Because this is frog lights right here. That. Okay, so then it's gonna have to be. Oh, it is right there. Okay. Got it. It's totally fine. We're fine. It's great. Okay. That's a frog light. Everything's the same color. All right, and I fall. Fortunately, I can get up, so speaking of the 80s and weird things, I've fallen. I can't get up. Honestly, that is a serious issue and shouldn't make fun of it, but totally did. For all those poor people who have various physical issues and stuff. But, okay, so that goes there. And then this comes out. Goes there. Nope, that shouldn't be a log. That should be nether, or well, not netherrack. That should be frog light. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to be good, bringing the ceiling around on that. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is encasing this, however this looks, in glass. So you come out here and it's just going to be this, or if not glass, I mean, it's going to be something. On the other hand, maybe what I'll do is I'll just enclose the area between that black terracotta and this area. Just enclose that. There are always possibilities. Okay. All right, and okay, no, we got this. 3, 1, 2. All right, and then that comes out, goes there. Wood goes there. Woohoo! I go down here. But yeah, I was talking about Darkwing Duck earlier, and one of the things I really liked about that show was how much Darkwing cared for his adopted daughter. I think my favorite episode of Darkwing Duck, I think. Oh, you know what? I think I may actually bring this out one. Yeah, I think so. My favorite episode of Darkwing Duck was actually the original pilot. Darkly Dawns the Duck. And it was really good. Now, obviously, it's going to introduce, oh, look, here's Darkwing's catchphrase and all of this fun stuff, right? Oh, we got to introduce you to Launchpad McQuack, because if you didn't watch DuckTales and weren't aware of who Launchpad was, and all of that good stuff, right? But it hit me even then. How much he cared for Goslin, and I liked that. Maybe it's because my own upbringing was a little scattered, because I had I grew up in a broken home. My parents were divorced. So having a show that just celebrated parents, and I grew up with a single father, so that might have been part of it too, but okay, so that's going to come out. All right. Okay, so I think maybe we're getting there. Glad I've got the bubble-vator in place, because this would get really awkward if I didn't have it here. All right. So that's going to go this way. The wood blocks will go on the ends here. All right. And then let's go ahead and take out this layer. Yeah, I think this is going to work better just in general for this design, because moving this block out puts it in the center of the grid that I have behind me, which will be probably handy for some sort of decorative nonsense. But I think I like the idea of having the concrete all the way, at least one block around the whole ring. I think that's going to look better. Okay. Yeah, I'm almost certain I'm going to have to head back to the ancient city and pick up some lapis so I can have some blue dye, but okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do it that way. In fact, no, I think I can leave it that way. That's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this around like so. All right. Okay, so that'll be good coming out that way. And then, let's see, so this, it'll have to come out one more, but because I'm going to need it over top, well, okay. I think I needed it above the pale oak down there. Just apparently missed one. That's fine. Get that in a minute. All right. Woohoo! All right, I live down here now. I thought the amount of falling I would have would decrease now that I'm out of Create Mod. Not dealing with that jetpack anymore, but I was wrong. Okay. Yeah, I like having this the space between the platform and the glass. I think that's going to be helpful. Okay. Now, the idea here is that I'm not going to be using this as the main way up. I am going to have a couple of other elevators here. But I do want this visible. Okay. So that'll be good. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think that'll look good. We'll need to sort out some form of something or other. Whether it's glass or walls or fences or something to basically put some form of, hey, don't fall off this anymore, you just klutzy person. You know, I kind of have to build some of that stuff into my base on occasion. Because I am klutzy. But yeah, whatever is coming around the outside of the base will connect to this black terracotta. Okay. And then it's going to connect to the terracotta up there. It'll connect to whatever is happening here right on the outside of this pale oak. Okay. All right. Oh, that does look good. Okay. Yep, that'll be cool. And then coming up top here, I think we're going to do the same sort of thing. So okay, so that's going to go there. I'm going to have to go get some more frog lights. Okay. Turns out end rods, they break really easily. All right. Let's go grab some more frog lights. Because we'll finish that ring up top. Here, frog lights. Yeah, that should work. All right, this will be lights. So many lights. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get some sort of supports down on the corners and a few things. I don't know what, but we'll get something. And all of this, yeah, this will all be inside where that netherrack is. That's going to be pale oak, so there's going to be wall coming up this one block outside of it. So all of this plumbing here, right, all of this, it's going to be hidden. It's going to be hidden underneath all of this concrete, which is great. Okay. I think I'm going to need some. I'm going to need some wood. Yeah, let's do that much. Okay. I find it somewhat annoying that the wood only comes out in or you put in 4 logs and you get 3 wood back. There's a data pack that can change that. I'm not going to put it in, but it's, I mean, okay, yes, I put in the data pack for the trapdoors, but still. Okay, so that's good there, and then all right. So that goes there, that goes there, and then we get ourselves this guy. All right. All right, let's go ahead and clean up all of this netherrack. Yeah, I think what'll end up happening here is I'm going to hide this somehow. So we'll build up the walls around this. So this is all going to be solid and part of the structure. But I think I'm going to leave the bottom parts open in some way. It might be open with glass, but it's still going to be open. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. So we can close that off. That can go away. I've got more than enough light up here. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go get some more concrete. Okay, but all right, so basically 1 round of concrete and then the logs. All right, that's a thing I can do after I get more concrete. So let's go do that. All right, white concrete. We're going to need some more of that and some sleep. Surprisingly enough, I'm starting to wake up. I was really tired before stream started, but doing better. I don't know if I can thank the hot chocolate or just the discussion or what, but okay. Nope, gotta get over here. I mean, I guess I could go up there and walk over, you know, but still. Of course, with this in place, then I can take out that old bubble-vator. All right, so this is all going to come out this way. Okay, something like this. Okay, not that. I'm going to this logs. Okay, because the log is going to go there. We'll have to strip a bunch more too, but that's okay. So that's going to come this way. Right, right, because this comes out and 1 block around the outside here. Okay. All right. And let's run this concrete back towards the base. Okay. So this is going to come back this way somewhere. Okay. I don't know how far. Call it right here. All right, so if I line this up. Right, hang on. Yeah, I believe this is. Yeah, that's the same where that is. Okay. Okay, so this is going to go this way. It's going to take this out so I can. Excuse me, so I can run this across here. I don't have to get into that chest. That chest is just there for alignment reasons. Right, so this will come this way. Okay. So this all fills in here. Ack! Do I have more logs? Not many. All right. Okay, so let's go get some more pale oak logs, huh? Yeah, I think this is going to be good. So I'm going to outline the area there. Oops, this one. Okay. And then Yeah, see, that's going to be good. As I bring down whatever else is going... Actually, if I enclose this even, it might be okay. But we'll see how it goes. So I have no idea how I'm going to enclose this this area up here, but it will be enclosed. Oh, yes. Hack! Right. Aim, then click. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so this will all come out this way. I've got some wood. Perfect. All right, let's go run this on this side. I think this will make things a little bit easier here as I get all of this in place. Now, at some point in the not too distant future, I'm gonna have to figure out what's gonna go on the outside of this. Whatever this flying thing is. All right. Do I want to have that there? So that's actually an interesting question. I might. In fact, I definitely might.
Be excellent to each other.
Hey, Sprite. How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a fabulous day. All right, so this is going to come this way somehow. Doing okay. Really tired, but otherwise okay. Okay. So that's there specifically for minecarts and stuff as they come up. We'll deal with that. That'll be a thing in the future. Oops, that's not what's going to go there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in. Hope you're doing well. Okay. All right, so that'll go out that way. Sweet. Okay, pick that up. Yeah, no, not my first choice, I have to admit. Okay. Is that the outer? Hang on. Nope, that's the inner one. Okay. So what I should have is another round of, yeah. Another round of pale oak is going to go like so. All right. And this will come off this way. All right. There, I'll just mark that. I was expecting to do a little bit more on the actual shape of the base, but been sort of focused on this this elevator here. So, yeah. Yeah, I think what I'll do... Oh, okay. Is... Yeah, we'll bring this up. All right. Yeah, so I'll bring this up. We'll do another ring at the top with some more black terracotta when I start working on this upper layer where the villagers are going to be. Okay. So we'll get, you know, I did a little, so the latest snapshot dropped today. I might be able to get my iron or my copper golems right along that path, which is where I would like them to be. If I have to, I'll run them on top of the chests, but I'd prefer them to run next to the chests for reasons. However, that that may be another issue. So anyway, I'll have to do some testing. They made the copper golems less than a block high again with this latest snapshot, and I am very happy about that. Making them just slightly taller, so they look like they're one block, but they're actually slightly bigger, was annoying. Okay. All right, so that's going to be a thing. Okay, great. So then coming down here. Oh yeah, that's going to look good as soon as I know what the outside of this thing is going to look like. But yeah, that's not too bad. Let's get some more green glass. Do I have inventory space for green glass? That is a definite maybe. Okay. We'll worry about that in a bit. I think I'm done with the wood blocks as well. So let's go ahead and drop those off. And let's go see if I still have some green glass over here. Saw Snooper's comment about cookies and parrots. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they were going to originally use cocoa beans, right, to do that. But I've already forgotten why I'm here. I am wondering, why am I here? Let's see, I was going to go get a thing. To do a thing. Why am I here? What did I need? Oh, glass. Okay. Okay. Oh, we originally used cookies. Right. Okay. Yeah, chocolate. The chocolate is deadly to parrots. They put that in the game, though. If you were to feed a parrot a chocolate chip cookie, it will die a horrible, agonizing death. Which I suppose is could be fun for somebody, but not the parrot. Okay, I also can take that out, which would be nice. All right, so I think the way I want to do this is I'm going to... Let's pop this up a little ways and just see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. And then I'll run... So I think I'm going to need to get some blue, but some blue glass down the middle of that, right between all of that resin, I think is going to look great. All right. All right, so what's... Oh. All right. Cool, and that's going to come out. That, I need to be careful with. That might be water. Try the other axe. Oh, no, it's fine. And I'll need to replace that with resin. Okay. Yeah, that block is going to have to be resin. Oh, right. Yes. The kids are so impressionable. This is bad. And honestly, it was. Because kids will definitely think, oh, I could feed my parrot chocolate chip cookies and they'll be fine, right? Not so much. Not so much. But yeah, that's why they took fireflies out when they were originally going to put them in. Because, oh yeah, we'll use them to feed frogs. Oh wait, nope, that'll kill frogs. So, yeah, maybe not. Okay. Alright, so that'll go there. Yeah, I think some blue glass. I'm going to need to get some more green. I don't have any blue. I also need some resin, so we'll get some of that. All right. Yeah, unfortunately for the blue, I think... Because I don't think I have... Oh, I do have some lapis. Okay, maybe I won't have to go back and get some. Alright, but first... The green. Green stained glass. Okay. And I need a resin block. Okay. Cool. Yeah, just to fill in that one thing. Okay, and I'm purple. Nice. Oh, stream joke. Okay. What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. Okay, that's definitely one that works better in text. Okay, let's... Alright. I'll deal with the resin when I get back up to the top. Alright, so... Doesn't matter. Don't need to offhand it. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to look good when it's done. All right, so that now this is one where I might have water leaking out. So yeah. Also, this one should be glass as well. Okay. Okay, do I have the same problem on the other side? I do, actually. All right, that's fine. Can replace that. On the other hand, it's not going to matter because, in theory, well, no, it'll matter because you'll be able to look up and see that. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of an issue because of. I could replace a lot of this stone with glass, I suppose. That's not going to matter. Because I think I don't run into ice until I'm over here. So, actually, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll just swap that out. At least until we get to the ice. Okay. Ah! Nope. Okay. Sorry, I'm concentrating and thinking is hard today, so, you know, we'll just take it slow and we'll make this happen. All right. All right, let's go hit this box over here, which had all of that extra stone fall into it. All right. So did I get both sides of that? No, I only got two of them. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Oh, let's get this up top. The other day, you had a hankering to do some pottery painting, Sprite. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Snooper's and her cool stuff in the Discord. Which, for those of you who are not actually in the Discord, you should do that, because it's awesome. Anyway, can justify spending money on the pieces. Oh, right. To tough it out. Right. Is that... Oh, we had some unpainted pieces from a workshop. Oh, nice. That's cool. That is very cool. All right. So let's go see if I've got enough blue dye to get the glass I need here. I probably do, but we'll see. All right. Ores, lapis. Oops. All right. Oh, yep. Yep, we're gonna have enough. We're definitely gonna have enough. All right. Green goes in there. Glass goes here. We'll make a couple of stacks. It should be fine. Not with the green glass, though. Thank you. All right. Nice. This should work, I hope. We'll see how this looks, but I think this will be okay. Oh, that already looks good. Oh, that looks so good. All right, now I'm gonna. Oh nope, that's the green glass. I'm gonna have to take out those bottom ones, but that's okay. Yeah, fee for the course for the pieces. Okay, so you can take those pieces to paint anytime, right? It's nice to have leftovers that you can do stuff with. Yeah, that's going to be good. I think this blue is going to be great. It also ties in a little bit with the water that's on the outside, so that should be good. Now I don't know if I want to, but I could take some green, like some green panes up the middle of this. Honestly, that might look really good. All right, let's see what that looks like. I've got the glass on me. All right. We'll drop this off. You know, I finished the storage room, but I'm not ready to move into it yet. So eventually, I will eventually move into the storage room. All right, so let's get some green panes of glass here. I think I know what I want to do with this. I might also take some blue panes of glass in the corners here, but let's see how this looks. In fact, we'll just do this here. If I were to... No, let's go down to the bottom. It'll be a little bit easier. Okay. So that's going to have to come out, but we'll deal with that in a minute. All right. Yes, that's going to be even better. Okay. Oh, yeah. We're going to get all sorts of glassy here. It's going to be wonderful. And if there's one thing this channel is, it's glassy. You know, we are a high glass channel. You know, we've got... Okay. Well, we've got bad jokes, but, you know, that's totally glassy, right? Or, you know, maybe not. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Okay. Was I in the wrong... Apparently I focused in the wrong place. That's cool. All right, so we'll get this glass around here, which, so I think it's going to do, I think it's doing good things for this. All right. Yeah, that is definitely looking good. What if I put blue glass panes here in these corners? Okay. Let's give it a try. Obviously, I'm going to need a crafting table to do this. And we have to take this out. So I think we're getting close. I want to take this elevator out before we're done. It's going to be a little bit of a hassle, but it's not going to be too bad. All right. Well, that's way too much glass, but that's okay. Actually, it might not be too much glass. All right, let's take a look, see what this looks like down here. Okay. Actually, that's going to be a no. It's going to be a no. Not that the glass in and of itself is bad. Like, the panes look okay there. Right? Jeez. Those ones, however, look horrible because they're in the wrong place. That might be better, honestly. Continue with the green panes up. So we get a little bit of extra curvature. Ah, see if the kid is in bed. That makes sense. Go to sleep, little girl blue. Inside of you is a rainbow. Yellow, blue, red, blue, purple too. Red, purple, and green in the air. It's alright, I was watching Darkwing Duck, and that song shows up, and it's really cool. Yeah, let me go get some more green glass, and we'll do that. Alright. Right, can we make it? Yes, we can. Alright. Alright, glass blue goeth thusly. Alright, let's get some more green dye on these guys. Alright. Yes, I do have a data pack on the server so that we can re-dye glass and concrete, and or at least concrete powder, terracotta, right, all that fun stuff. So that's good. I don't think I'm quite that much. But you never know. All right. Yeah, Darkwing Duck is a series. Sort of talking about it earlier. I don't think it quite aged as well as I would have liked it to, given how much I liked it when I was a kid. But it's still a good show. But, I was listening to an interview, and Jim Cummings has a podcast. He did the voice of Darkwing, but he's also the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and 18 trillion other characters because he's just awesome like that. Hondo Ohnaka, if you're into Star Wars and the Clone Wars and stuff. He also did, what was it? What's the name of the Firefly in The Princess and the Frog? Or the Frog Princess, or whatever that is. Is it Ray, maybe? Anyway, he did all of those, but he did an interview with the director, producer, showrunner, something of Darkwing Duck. That was fascinating. I always love seeing some of the behind the scenes of shows like that. And there were some things I didn't know, like, so I always thought that Darkwing Duck, like so many shows that came out as a series for multiple seasons. And I guess it kind of did, and I have the first season, what they called the first season on DVD. But no, what they actually did is they just ordered 60 episodes, which is what they needed to put the show into syndication. But then they also had ABC put in an order for like 16 episodes, just separate from the 60 episode run that they were doing for syndication. And that was just interesting to find out. Apparently there's been some discussion amongst the Darkwing Duck fandom of, so where does everything fit in the timeline? And the reality is, for the most part, the show's episodic, nobody cares. But okay, so that's there, that one is there, and that one's there. Okay, I think, yeah, that was better. Maybe if I had made it yellow or orange, but I think keeping it green is going to keep it subtle enough that it looks good. All right. And it really does look like I've got like an energy column or something going there, which is actually the goal. So I'm down for that. All right, so let's head it back up to the surface. Yeah, it's a little strange, but it's okay. Work with what you have to. All right, now, I was just gonna look at something here. Right, so right now I made this glass not because you're going to be up there seeing it, but because you're going to be down here looking up and seeing it. Okay, yeah, it does kind of go to stone there, but that's okay. All right, looks good. Looks very nice. I like it. All right. All right. Now, as I said, I don't know what I'm going to do for the outside of this base. I was thinking of looking at that today, but got distracted by this elevator. So the last thing I think we're going to try to get done today is put this glass away. No, the last thing we're going to get done is to clean up the bubble-vator. Okay. You're back. The child is indeed getting into bed. See, that's a win in and of itself. Okay. All right, so let's get some things. So the iron I can put away. Right. Let's get some netherrack. Should be fine. And let's sleep before we get onto this. All right. And I do have white concrete on me, right? Yes. All right. Shiny. Speaking of which, it is getting to be fall here in the Rocky Mountains, and I think I dropped a picture in the Discord of a mother, like a fawn or a mother deer, a doe with 3 very young spotted fawns, and they were just cute. All right. Yes, so this is going to come out. Okay, I did put the picture. See, sometimes I do things. It was cute. The deer were cute too. Now, as much as I think mule deer are basically just giant rats, or, you know, they are a pest out here. The fawns are still cute as heck. Alright. So if I have to bring mobs up into the base now, they're going up that elevator. Okay. Alright. 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 Okay, so that's going away. That's going away. And all of this track will no longer need to be a thing. So if I do need something, if I do need to run, like if I have to go get more squid because I screwed something up, I can run it up this way. Well, I can run them up around and into this bubble-vator over here. So I'll figure a way of making that happen if and when I need to make that happen. But all right. Definitely looks better without that big netherrack tower. Okay. The only drawback is that elevator takes you up here to a place where there is not actually anything useful. All right. Sweet. And that looks really cool there. Now, what's fun is, for the most part, you'll see it from this side. And this side is where the item elevator is. So you'll see iron blocks come up this way. I think eventually we'll see gunpowder come up this way. Possibly some other things, but all that stuff will come up here and end up in this water line up here that I just covered up, and eventually heading into this storage. Right, obviously the iron is going down into that storage. Everything else will wander over here, where copper golems will sort it into the appropriate places. Because it will. And none of those farms are going to be so overpowered that a copper golem won't be able to, or probably 2 copper golems won't be able to keep up with the sorting on this mess. So that's good. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and close this up. All right, so that ugly netherrack elevator is gone, and I'm out of brown terracotta, at least in my inventory. Fairly certain I still have more back here in the storage. Okay. I love going across that bridge. I will be the first to admit, that's brown terracotta. Black terracotta. I'll be the first to admit this isn't exactly the most convenient bridge of all time. On the other hand, it is really safe. So, that's got something to recommend it. All right. Oh, I am just about out. Okay. Well, I've got terracotta and I've got black dye, so that'll be good. I do need to get some corner elements in and some other things, but obviously there's a lot of detail work that still needs to be done. Heck, there's a lot of not even detail work, just what shape is this silly base going to be? Yeah, a lot of that's not done. And like Etho, I am building my base from the inside out. I've got lots of walls. And I've got a lot of exposed redstone. What I don't have is more of the base. But that's okay. We'll build this up and around and down, right? So this portal is actually part of whatever the structure is. And I am going to have some redstone underneath, obviously. One thing I'm thinking about doing, and I might not because I kind of like how this looks. I was thinking of putting a creaking door here, but I really like being able to come out and just look at this bubble-vator here. So I think I'm actually going to let that be. Which is fine. It's totally fine. I don't need to do that extra redstone, which makes me happy. I think I am going to throw in a couple of extra creaking doors in a few other places, but this is not going to be one of them. All right, so I've got a couple things I need to do. And I don't know if I want to do them tonight or wait, but I am going to need an elevator. A couple of them, probably one on each side. Okay, I think this is going to have to go, right, that's going to go like that because the entire reactor, you know, I did a bunch of decorating out here. You're never going to see it because it's going to be hidden, but this, we're going to have all sorts of floor action happening here. I don't have any logs on me, unfortunately, but that's okay. But I do want to have some form of elevator. Or, yeah, I'm going to need some form of elevator. I'm also going to need probably some scaffolding or ladders, an access way up into the redstone. See, the idea is I want to be able to come up and then be in here, right? Okay, so there's the reactor. And then I can come in and I can adjust these filters and things like that. Yeah, the elevator's... yeah, you're right. The elevator's going to be a problem for future me. I don't think I'm going to go much beyond 8:30 here. So, you know, another 10 minutes or so. How's it going there, baby? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a fabulous day over there on the YouTubes. But yeah, I want to be able to get up here and touch all of this redstone. And definitely come up here and set these filters once I have a reason to do so. If there's a good place I can sneak that access into. So that's all blocked off because that's shulker storage. This is all blocked off. This is overflow for the storage room. Now, in here, perhaps? That's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, what's right up here? That puts me inside this, which isn't great. But I could come up right here, right? Yeah, that should be okay. So if I pop that. Okay, so this would bring me up right up in here. Okay, good. So that's right up into the redstone. I might have to move it a little bit, but we'll see how as I lay out the redstone runs. Because there will be, because I think this is actually going to come out like that. Okay, so I may have some, heck, I could just bring the scaffolding up here because this concrete's all going to be high enough. I'm not going to hit my head on it. But as I said, I'm going to have to be able to get up here to touch these filters and potentially to deal with other aspects of the redstone up here. So, yeah. Yeah. Should be okay. All right, so that'll work for now. So just back here behind the bulk storage is fine. And I'll probably, I might block this off. I may do some other things. I don't know for sure yet. There's going to be a lot of space back here. And I don't know if I actually want to use it for something. Or leave it open or what. I actually have not decided. Obviously this side, I'll probably block this side off. Though I guess I might leave it open just as a, not necessarily hidden hallway, just as a, it's just quick access if I need to get back here to this bulk storage. I mean, that's definitely a thing. Okay, so there's not really room to do anything here. But yeah, we'll set the bubble-vators going up. Yeah, I'm going to set up two. I'm going to do one on each side. One will go up to the second floor, right, which is right up here, which I should actually double check, make sure I'm lit up here. Okay. So one's going to come up here. The other one will go up to a third floor that I haven't even gotten to yet. All right, and we'll deal with that sort of setup at a much later date. Okay. That's definitely something that's coming so much later. Okay. Good here. We're good here. All right. I am going to need a bunch of green terracotta to finish out the walls here. Excuse me. Because, yeah, this floor was supposed to be a little bit more green heavy, but because it's storage and all this other stuff, yeah, a lot of the green got replaced by chests and, you know, acacia and all this good stuff. So you know, that's a thing. You know, I might have to build at least a temporary villager breeder. I don't want to, but I might have to. I have a villager breeder back in the ancient city. It's not an automatic thing by any means, but I'm going to need villagers, and I think because I want to set up a full villager trading hall up in the second floor, and that's going to require, I think, more villagers than I can deal with the manual farm. So I may have to set up something temporary to get them here. Which, to be fair, I might actually build that down, build the villager breeder inside there somewhere, and pop them up on through the bubble-vator. That would be fun. Okay. Something to think about as I go forward. All right, let's see. I don't think there's anything else I'm going to get done today, but I like this. I like this elevator. I think it's looking pretty good. It's not like a super crazy design, but I think it keeps the theme of what I'm doing. I do not have any mods to set up to make cycling the trades easier. It's going to be old-fashioned choppy as I do that. But most of the villagers, it doesn't matter. It's just the librarians that are going to be a pain. The other thing I want to do is I do want to set up a conversion. But to do that, I'm going to need weakness potions, and I don't have weakness potions. So I've got a couple of things I'm going to have to do before I get started with all of that. But all of that's a problem for future me. So for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night because it's getting late. And I really am tired. But I do want to give a shout out to my supporters at musicfreegaming.com. You can check them out there. If you'd like to join our illustrious list of supporters and have your name in the credits, go to musicfreegaming.com, sign up for any of the paid plans, and become a supporter there. You help support the channel, and there are some benefits for you as well. Next stream is going to be Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, so be sure to check that action out. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.